Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So special video today being Sunday. You don't usually get a video on a Sunday these days. But Susanna is here. She's actually at the end of the table. Hello Susanna. So what I want to do is show you some of the things that Susanna bought for me. Show you a project that we're kicking off this weekend with. And I thought before I get stuck into that project, I'm going to end up leaving you guys behind. I've been busy stitching on my homework from other things, and Susanna has already started her garment, which is the weekend project. So at some point we'll flip to Susanna and show you what she's been doing. But anyway, let's start at the beginning. First of all, at the retreat in Ballarat in March, Susanna's sister was there doing painting, and I got her to make me this beautiful plaque. Now this is based on my winter fabric, which I should have bought to the camera. Hold that thought. I'm going off to grab it, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. Back in a second.
I'll just keep the fork going. Hi guys, remember me? It's been a while since I've been on a video.
Okay, here it is. This is the piece of fabric, which is our winter.
It's gorgeous.
That we gave to her sister, and that's what she painted. It's just, I love it. Now, I'd bought too much stuff while in Ballarat. Couldn't fit it in the suitcase. So Susanna kindly brought it up for me, and it's finally made it. So I just need to find a spot on my wall.
Yeah, after its trip to Melbourne and Sydney.
Oh, they lost her suitcase, guys. It was Jetstar's first flight into Hervey Bay. So would you believe they get off the plane and on the tarmac is a guy in a whale suit. Oh, how embarrassing. But anyway, they met a whale. Then when they came in the door, we were waiting at the, arrivals, and they were giving out these bags, calico bags. Here's one actually, like a calico bag. See, now I've gone off on a tangent. My goodness, sorry. I can't stay focused on anything.
It's because I'm here.
So we got this little calico bag, one each for them, for her husband Brad, and then some brochures about the area that we live and, come and spend your money, and some vouchers. So they got a $50 voucher each. Anyway, we're waiting at the carousel, waiting. Bags are going around, and we've got Brad's bag, and we're waiting. Suddenly the crowds are gone, and we're still waiting. And the carousel turns off. You just know it's trouble.
Well, if you're a traveller now, I've finally lost a bag over my travels.
Yeah, the bag is missing. So we had to wait for them to reload Susanna's plane and go back to Melbourne. For the two girls that were running the whole show for the airport to come back to the counter where we were patiently waiting, giggling and mucking around. We weren't upset. We were too busy giggling and mucking around. So they came over and said, so sorry, we'll try and locate your bag, get it on the next flight, and hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. We said, yep, great. But while Susanna and I were trying to get this sorted, the ladies who were handing out these bags with brochures in, they came over. They had biscuits too. There were biscuits in the shapes of whales. So they came over and saw us poor souls standing there disappointed that we'd lost our luggage. And said, here, take a couple extra bags. And they said, there's vouchers in there. And we're like, oh, okay. We hadn't clicked at this time. They were money vouchers. So we get home and we're emptying them all out. Susanna and Brad scored $150 worth of cash vouchers to spend in businesses on the Fraser Coast. So we've gone through the list and we've found a lovely place to take them for lunch one day. There's a patchwork fabric shop that accepts the... Oh, mate, I tell you. Talk about our eyes went ka-ching, ka-ching. So, heaps of places. She could get a set of tyres for a car. Like, that's useful. There was a windscreens. You could get, so there's very few that were actually really good for tourists, to be honest. But anyway, $150 worth of moolah to spend. So we've been tripping around and carrying on. It's Saturday for us, so Sunday you'll be watching this video. Today we went to Bundaberg and the boys did a tour of the Bundaberg rum distillery, while Susanna and I went to find a patchwork shop in Bundaberg. We got there about 10 minutes past midday. It closed at midday.
It was great.
So here we are, like two little girls at the door looking through the window going, hello, anyone in there? No.
See, Tilda, it would have been
We saw
cool.
Tilda fabric. There was French General in the corner. There were we couldn't get in.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, we went back to the rum distillery, sat in the cafeteria and just chatted and hung out while we waited for the boys to finish their tour and come back and all get together. Then drove back home. So we've got back. It's Saturday night. The lads are looking for a movie to watch in the next room. We're back at our craft desk and I really, really want to get started on my pink jacket. So I'm pulling out all these fabrics and I'm like, I really should film this. And Susanna bought up for me a pack of fabrics that are now in her store. And she goes, oh, there's a pink in there that would match your jacket. And I said, but I haven't shown everyone your kit. So that's why we turned the camera on. And I thought, right, we need to bring you guys up to speed on where we are. My plaque is here, tick. So I've shown you that. This is a pack that I'll go through in a moment, which I want to pull apart and use for my jacket. So that's where we're heading with this actual video. But look, Susanna bought for me her new panel. So for those of you who have been on her channel, you would have heard that she's doing a second retreat next year in March down in Ballarat. I'm going, yay, 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 and this is the panel. So very different to the villages. So last night I unwrapped it and I was like, oh, you know, what am I going to do? I've been thinking about ideas all day. Susanna's thinking she's going to make a book out of it.
Be nice.
Each section will be a page. So say you're a grandma and you want to give a fabric book to a young person, it'd be perfect for that. So I was like, well, what am I going to do? Because the plan is, when I think of a project, haven't nutted anything out yet, mind you, got about 7 ideas, maybe 12, is I'll make it later in the year, early next year, and film the process like I did with the village panel of Susanna's. And then as soon as the retreat's over and the girls at the retreat sort of see what I did, I release the video series to you guys. So that gives you guys plenty of time to order your panel and potentially stitch along with Susanna and I, because we've filmed what we're making, if that all makes sense. So this is the panel. First time I've seen it, I'm just loving it. I love how the first section is all about birds and these brambles and berries. I can see beads. I'm sort of thinking I'm going to use Susanna's sketch here and grow the brambles. So I think the brambles will really expand. Now the bunnies, this flower here, did you have something in particular?
It's a dandelion.
A dandelion. Yeah, I was looking at it last night thinking it sort of reminds me of something. So I'm thinking the dandelions might be fleshed out here. Maybe even another bunny. We'll see how adventurous we get. And the bottom section, mushrooms.
Yeah,
I can see gorgeous toadstools coming up here with red tops and white spots and all sorts. So I don't know if it'll be a panel or I'll break it down. I could even, like this is like at 10:30 last night, we were throwing ideas around. I could even break it down even more and cut all these little elements out and then rebuild it into something or on something. But anyway, too much going on in the mind to worry about at the moment, but stay tuned. I believe, Susanna, you'll have these available for everyone on your website after the retreat.
Yep.
Which this year we did was early April, wasn't it, that we released
no, it was March.
March.
Early March. The next one is on the 3rd to the 6th of March.
Is your retreat, but when will you release this for everyone to purchase? It was like a week after our retreat, wasn't it?
Probably maybe the mid to end March.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be the end of March. You guys can grab one that can't make it to the retreat, basically. Yeah. If you do want to join us at the retreat, the bookings are on Susanna's website now. I'll put a link below if you can get across and join us. It's 4 days. We take you on road trips. We goose around. Yeah, a lot of the girls have rebooked from the year's retreat. Plus we have some newbies. It's going to be fantastic. Yep. So that's the panel. Now let's get this fabric pack. Look, I started working on my jacket and I'm like, no, slow down, girl. Let's just get our nose into this. Now, this pack is on your website.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now just give Susanna a week because she's with me till Thursday. So
It won't be ready until Friday. I mean, if you book it, if you grab something, I'll keep it, but I'll post it out on Friday. So
yeah,
that's the
so
28th of June.
28th of June would be the first chance that Susanna gets back in front of her computer if you love this pack and decide to buy one, and then she'll get it in the mail accordingly. So let's show you what's in it. Oh, I love it when I get packs of fabric. What's this fabric? Oh, look at the bloomin' teapot.
That's it.
Her tea bags were in the bag that got lost. For those of you who've known us for a while, there's been a great debate about tea versus coffee, and I don't see the necessity for tea, let alone a tea bag, teacup, tea kettle, all of the above. And she bought tea bags with, because she can't rely on me, and they were left in the luggage that got lost. It was so funny.
For me? Oh.
I was more worried she didn't have knickers or a bra.
Like,
and she was like, me tea bags are in the luggage. It was so funny. Oh, I tell you.
She's got good though. Like you got the instant boiling
I've got
water
boiling
on a tap,
water.
so
yeah.
it's at least
she's happy.
I'm happy.
And I upgraded her pillow, and
Yeah,
she's happy with that
Much
too.
better.
So thumbs up for the host. She's picked up her game a little bit. Oh boy. So that's a gorgeous little morsel. Now just remember, these have come from a bigger piece. So you might get a squirrel, you might get a bird, you might get mice. So it's random when you get beautiful big pieces of fabric like this. So I got a tea kettle. Isn't that ironic?
That's it. Think of me.
Little teacup. Oh, some great colour. These are going to go great with my jacket. That's why Susanna was like, in that pack is some fabric you can use. And I was like, I haven't shown them yet. I don't know if I want to do a video. And then I was like, yeah, I want to do a video. I've got to tell you what we've been up to.
Let's see. It's called Tea in the Garden, something like that.
So my jacket is just sitting here. Remember I picked this up and I promised you guys that I would do some embroidery on it and have another go at embellishing a jacket. It was actually cold today, and I grabbed, as I race out the door, my jacket that I made with the Roxy wearable prompt. Remember this one? I wore it all day. It was really cool. It's the second time I think I wore it in Ballarat. Second time I've worn it, and it was just lovely. So as for my fear of stitching into a piece of clothing and being brave enough to wear it, I think I'm getting over it. So I've been waiting for Susanna to get here to work on this. So hence why things like this need to be added to my stash to work on. Look, buttons, nice. Oh, squirrel them away. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I love that one. Actually, that goes really nicely with your jacket.
Yeah, chocolate theme fabric. So these are handy when we have these randoms. Look at all that. That's, that too. Look. Get that faux lace look. Great for a slow stitch piece, especially when you embroider all over that. The word chocolate, great for slow stitch pieces when you're looking to theme something.
Yeah, any kind of chocolate that doesn't make you gain weight.
Yeah. And these are the type of morsels we need too, because you might see this at a quilt shop or in a store, and it might be like a huge piece of fabric. You really don't need it. You just want a little piece. This is where these fabric packs, that the girls that do this out there, are really handy. Oh, look at this piece. Oh, I love this.
That's from my niece's. It's vintage from my niece's.
From your
her bed spread. Her bed childhood junior cover.
That's so pretty.
Yeah. Cute. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Is that a chenille?
Yeah.
I remember having this as a kid on the bed.
Yeah, that's vintage too. That's probably about maybe 60s.
Oh, that'd be great for what I'm going to do. I just want to get started on my
these
panel.
two are...
Oh, these are old tablecloths.
Yeah, damask.
Damask.
Yeah.
Damask.
A pretty colour. I love the colours.
And some lace. Okay. All right, let's just upend it into everything, because I now want to show you what I'm up to. So, all right, I'm going to tilt the camera because Susanna's at the end of the table and you'll see the mess we've created.
I know.
What have you been here 2 days and the place is exploded?
I've taken over.
Oh, and look what I got for my birthday. A girl can never have too many big bobbins. Look at the size of this thing.
It's huge.
What, 10 inches?
10 inches.
And you've still got some for sale on your website.
I've got 2 left.
2 left. So
I've got the smaller ones.
with fabric wrapped around them.
Yeah.
She's got a heap of smaller ones with fabric wrapped around it as well. So, gee, if you're on the hunt for some bobbins, there's 2 big ones left, and then quite a few with a range of fabric.
6.
6.
With the range of fabric. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try and tilt the camera. Hopefully my iPad won't pop off. So you're about to see my craft desk, and Susanna has already been working on her linen shirt.
Maybe I should put it on.
Not yet. We'll do that at another day.
Oh, yeah. And then I'll
So
have to decide yet.
she's been stitching for 2 days, and I've finally had a chance now to start mine. Now she's done a beautiful a log cabin design on her shirt. Now her log cabin came from England. Yeah. So it was already vintage and already made. I don't have one. So I'm planning on making myself a log cabin that my flowers and bunny and bird will sit around, which I'll show you in a moment. So I'm just going to tilt the camera now to Susanna, who can show you. Just bear with us as I take this out of the cradle and lift it up.
I'm just showing
There
you one
she is.
side.
Hey, Susanna.
Hi.
So hold your piece up. See that she got from England and all of those fabrics. So when I said to her, let's decorate an article of clothing when you come up, she grabbed herself her linen shirt. Oh, lower your hand down a bit. She had a lace collar and she has stitched it in behind the collar on the shirt.
So pretty.
And then added a little trim.
Yeah.
So she's, been at it probably a day of stitching.
Yeah, I'm doing stitching on the machine, and then I'm starting to add.
She has been filming her process, so you will see a video of Susanna on my desk here working through this step by step.
Part 1 had to act. It wasn't in camera, so you'll get bits.
Yeah. So she is filming it, so you get a bit more detail. I'll be filming my jacket, but I too am going to have a go at making a log cabin slow stitch style.
It just looks gorgeous.
But vintage, Susanna's is vintage.
Yeah.
So we got the sewing machine out. So she's been busy sewing everything on with a perimeter of stitch so that it's nice and secure for laundering purposes.
And now I'm up to picking colours to do the slow stitching.
You're now at that hand embellishing stage. So I'll pop you up into the cradle again. So hang with me, guys, as I lift the camera. Bye. I'll lift the camera back up. So you can see my desk has literally exploded.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I need to make myself a log cabin. And I said to Susanna, I'm going to go looking for an old hanky. I've already been nibbling here a border and that. And I found this. This is my base. Now what I'm thinking is I'll stop the log cabin somewhere near the perimeter.
You can just
so
use
that
calico
this,
as a base. That's okay.
Yeah, you can use calico, but I want an edge peeking out from mine, something a bit different. Because I did go and get calico, sat down, I'm like, come on, girl, you can do a little bit better than that. So the plan is now to build this element. The other element that I want to add to my jacket is one of my little birds. Now I've actually got my tote nearby. Remember when I did Bluebird? Well, I want to make a pink. I'm just looking through a bag to my side here for the, here he is. He's a spare. He hasn't found a home yet. Now I've made 3. Bluebird, mustard bird, and on the bunny rabbit panel is the red bird. So I need a pink bird. So what I'm going to do while Susanna's here for the week is I'm going to make myself another bird, but in pinks that suit this jacket. All right. So I probably won't film that because there's an actual video where I show you how I do a little slow stitch patchwork inspired bird. That'll be linked below. Let me get the little birds out of the way. So the aim here is to have a log cabin piece, a patchwork bird, and I'd love some hexagons.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'll have the space because my jacket stops just above my waist. So I don't have a lot of length in my garment, but
Maybe do it
I
on
should be
your
able to
own.
squeeze some hexies in somewhere. So that's the grand plan. Now, let me get to this.
I want some
So ignore
hexagons too.
all that. This is a piece of fabric that is a pillow slip. And Susanna had this as part of a pack probably about 4 months ago. It's purchased from a linen business in Australia called Adair. So all you Aussie girls, they have an Australian artist that creates these images for a range of linen, children's linen, adults linen. Their latest range, all of these characters have wings on their backs. It's a little bit more,
That's that from that piece you got.
yeah, fairy tale sort of piece. So that is, where did I put it? Where did I put it? It had the teacup on it and the mice. So it's a little bit different to this one.
Cute still.
Here. So this is the 2024 version. And I think this is last year, but I have still seen it around. And sometimes I see it on the discount because this is the...
Yeah, well, that one I got, there was only like a couple left. That's discounted.
There's the squirrel. See how they got the wings here? So it's from the same artist and she's Australian. Anyway, so you might, if you love this, you might find yourself a pillow slip somewhere or, you know. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to say is over the time of Susanna cutting up a whole quilt into kits, I've got that bunny, I've got that flower, those flowers, and then long story short, she sent me or gave me, I can't remember how it all came together. See, there's even, she's been nibbling here. Look at that. See, there's an owl. There's something missing that would have gone into her kits. And I scored a pillow slip. So this fabric, I'm going to fussy cut out all of these elements and as many critters as I can so that when it comes to piecing onto my jacket, my plan is, so I'm sort of just brainstorming out of my head into your heads of what I'm up to. Let me zoom up a little bit. So the theory is, once I fussy cut out, because when we were talking on the phone about a fortnight ago and saying, you know what we should do when we get together is some wearable, revisit the Roxy girls wearable prompt that we all did. And I said, oh, there's the bunny. I'll work the bunny into my jacket. So I found him and these, but I was sure I had more fabric. She goes, yeah, I gave you a whole pillow slip. I'm like, yeah, but where is it? So anyway, 2 weeks roll on and I found the pillow slip. So I got lots of options. So the plan is to fussy cut out all of these little elements I've got and stitch them with the machine onto the jacket. But in amongst it, I want a log cabin, some hexagons, and what was the other? The little bird. And I'm thinking like the little bird would be on my shoulder or here. So that's the plan. So you now know what the scope, I guess, of the project is. So I don't need this for now because I need to make these 3 additional elements just so it's not flowers and bunnies and birds. So let's get that out of the way. Hence why I went looking for this. This is my foundation piece. And my plan is to divide my fabrics. I won't need those. They're not fitting. I don't need that. Let's put Susanna's panel out of the way. Now, Susanna's piece that she's working on, she's just sat there and sliced nearly everything in half and slung me a nice morsel. So,
You're welcome.
oh, thank you. So let me just tidy up here. There's a little morsel she gave me. That's from England. So I was thinking about having a little piece of that to kickstart. Then undoing that pack of fabric, she's like, you better undo it because there's morsels in there. They don't fit. too fresh, so we can eliminate that. We don't need lace. That was in the pack. That's a definite. I think there's potential in that. So let's keep that fabric close. And I wouldn't mind having the light and the dark scenario with the log cabin. So this was a morsel that she tore off and slung across the end of the table to me, like that. This is gorgeous. That works. So I'm sort of creating, I guess, a light pile. And that, like, I think we need some bedspread in there.
Chenille, yeah, it's nice. Can't go past chenille.
Yeah. When I was going through my cupboards to see what tones of fabrics I could contribute, I spotted this and I thought, oh, I might be able to use a bit of that as part of the blocks around the cabin. So I've got that as a bit of texture. That, I don't think it really suits my jacket. Where's the sleeve? You know, there's pink and there's pink. This is a real warm pink. So I've got to be a little bit careful. See, that might be too fresh. I'll leave it there, but don't need a teapot. That can go. That is great. I like a stripe. I like a spot. I like a pattern. That, maybe. See, I've also got to keep in mind the unusual colour palette of this, and that isn't really it, so I'm going to reject that. I'll just leave that there so you can sort of see. I found this in my stash just so that I get different textures. That's an old piece of goodness knows what from goodness knows where.
It's like sari silk.
Yeah, I think it's like when we were in the 80s and we were making taffeta dresses. So we'll put that to one side. And then this piece fell out of my cupboard. I think that works. So as you can see, my log cabin is going to be made up of lots of different textures. That I think just works, but that definitely works. So if I did take anything out of this piece, this is a Susanna sling across the table job. And that. Now, we went to visit some dear friends today, and Lynn from Possum Hollow Craft Cottage often runs classes dyeing fabrics, and she graciously gave Susanna a gorgeous little bunch of fabrics, and Susanna slung a half of them across the table to me as well. But now that I have my jacket here, you know, I thought they were perfect, but now that my little jacket's here, they might be a bit bright, but this is great.
Yeah.
This green, doesn't that? See, this is just calico too, we were thinking. It's beautiful. So I think we can get a pop of green out of that. But then, you know, look at the bright in this flower. See, it works.
Yeah.
Definitely this.
Yeah, that's really nice. It looks like...
Look at this piece of dyed. We must ask her
it looks
how
like,
she did that.
eucalyptus leaves. So
I wonder if she used a stencil with wax.
Don't know.
Remember when we used to do batik in the day?
Yeah.
And we'd use hot wax, then dye it, and then iron it all out?
Well, she does classes on that sort of stuff. That's to make how to make it. So we'll have to
inquire.
One of these days.
There's definitely tones of green there. See that there that matches. I think they're a bit bright, but you know, I look at that and go, that works. So, and there was a piece of lace. So we've got plenty to pick from. And this. So lots of goodies, guys. I don't think that works. I'm going to keep that for a rainy day. This fabric on the back of the pillow slip, where's my scissors? It works. So I'm just going to reduce it in size. So I feel like I'm swallowed up by fabric here, and I just need to get a bit of law and order here. I think that's potential. Where's my jacket? Check the colour. Yeah. Okay. So that's where we're at, guys. Look at that. I've cleared the deck of miscellaneous pieces. So the plan is to start off my piece. my log cabin. I don't know if I want to go that dark. As I went through those fabrics again, I think I might kickstart it with this.
You've got to have a red, because that's
Yeah,
the
but
fire
it's a
burning.
bit too red, I
Yeah,
think.
Betsy, look at mine. It's fairly red.
Yeah, but
And
I'm
it's
on a
all
pale. Can you? I hope you guys can hear Susanna's voice. You might have to speak a bit louder. I'm chatting to Susanna.
Sorry.
Forgot you guys are in the room as well.
Yeah.
You'll be thinking, what did she just say? Yeah, we're thinking of doing a red in there, but this here caught my eye.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I can hear Fudge snoring.
Yeah.
He's snoring.
He's a funny little fella. He's so cute.
Fudge has been out to visit, but he's a bit overwhelmed by all these extra
Well, he was
footsteps.
actually pretty good this time round. I think last time he was a bit more. I think he knows my voice.
Yeah, he did come out last night, didn't he? So that's what we're up to, guys. So bear with us as we get maybe some hodgepodge videos out over the next week to years, but
Yeah, that's it.
we certainly won't be filming, you know, all the time and showing every step like we would normally because, you know, we sort of want to muck around a bit and we get easily distracted.
Well, you're on the machine, so it's a bit hard. So we'll probably show you, this is what we're going to do on the machine, and then we'll show you the slow stitching element of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's try
Now,
and do it.
I need needle and thread. Should we use Reg?
Yeah.
Susanna's been using Reg.
Did you remember last night? It was hanging off my finger.
Was that Reg or Reg's cousin?
Reg's cousin.
Reg's
Went to go
cousin
put it down and it's like hanging off my
Went-
finger.
into her finger and she's like holding it in the air going, oh my goodness. And there's this needle hanging out and there's even blood on my desk.
Yep,
It was like,
me.
and I said, is that Reg? And she goes, no, it's Reg's cousin. Oh my goodness me. It was pretty fun. No, it wasn't funny.
Oh,
it was
sort of
funny.
Well, she's got a bit of DNA. She said she'll take it, get that out. Oh yeah, it's still here.
Maybe I do a smaller. I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe I'll use the rose. Mightn't be as strong then.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. It's
Oh,
got a
no,
little bit
I've
of
gotta-
red in it, though. It's got a bit of red in it. In the
I've
rose.
got to catch up to you. You're already jumping ahead and I'm still processing
That's it.
the creative spark is still simmering in me.
She was
Been-
had to finish off something else, so I jumped the gun, started.
Yeah,
this.
she's a bullet into the next project. I'm like, oh, I've got to stitch this before I can start the next project and I must do it, otherwise I'll be, yeah, you know how it is. I like to finish things before I start something else. So, yeah.
Whereas this is my project that I took with me. So I had to start.
Now, I guess the question is, am I going to, oh, that's not even a square. Am I going to turn it out or leave it rough? What am I going to do, Corrine? Make a decision.
Oh, this is it, turn it out. Well, you did a rough one in your...
I'm thinking I'll do a rough one. Rough one, I mean, is if I was going to turn it out, I would put that there, stitch it, and then turn it over. So the log cabin would be quite formal. But I don't think I want to do that. I want to keep it a little bit on the messy side. So I'm thinking I just lay that there or, you know.
Like your log cabin in, you know, when we did our techniques, you did a sort of a rough one in that lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I want to do. And I want to see that dark. And I want to hide that green. Gee, I don't want much, do I? I think I want to do...
You got a bit of green in that bunny. It'll work. That's it. Listen to Auntie Sue's.
Listen to Auntie Sue's. Listen to her. The boys are in the next room and they're planning on watching some bloomin' zombie movie. And we're like, yeah, all right, lads, see yous.
We're stitching, sorry.
We're out of here. Now, I don't think I want Reg. I think I'm going to be brave and go straight to top stitching it. And I want an antique creamy thread, I think. So I don't know how long I've been filming. Let me have a look at that. 35 minutes. All right, we've got plenty of time to muck around. So what else is new, Susanna?
What else is news? We went to Bundaberg today. That was great.
Yep, show to Bundaberg.
Yep. And the boys went into the
Rum distillery.
rum.
They come out with 2 bottles of rum. One is Leamington flavoured, I don't know, and the other one's Rumball flavoured. So they were grinning like Cheshire cats.
Yeah.
So they were happy. We didn't get into the patchwork shop. We weren't happy.
Oh, we got to go to this little zoo.
Oh, we went to the zoo. That's right. Susanna and I
really
went to the
cute.
free community zoo that I went to when I was a little girl, whenever our family went to Bundaberg to get the groceries as a kid, and showed at the zoo. And we saw some dingoes. The wallabies were sleeping. Goannas were all sleeping. The
Everyone
turtles
was
were sleeping. That's code for saw nothing in their enclosure. We saw some parrots,
Yeah, they were
and we
beautiful.
saw some little monkeys, cotton head
Yeah, they are so cute. They're really little.
cotton
They're
head
just
monkeys. They were pretty cute.
Yeah, they were cute.
That was about it. We saw an emu who sort of stalked us
He
around the
did.
whole park.
Even
We're
when we
like,
went right around them, like he's still looking at us.
I think that emu's following us. There's
that's
something going on with that emu.
And he was making that funny, I didn't realise they made that funny little thumpy noise
Yeah,
in their
that they
chest.
make a little boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. So they obviously felt threatened by us and was like just letting us know. Yeah. I was telling Susanna that when I was a kid with my little brother, we'd feed the emu at the gate when we'd finished our picnic lunch. So we'd have a crust or something. And this emu come through and ripped this crust out of my little brother's hand. And now he was probably 6, maybe even younger. And he's screaming across the park, oh, the emu. Oh, he was so scared. He was frightened. And I said, I bet you if this emu's 42 years old,
I don't know how long they lived.
that's the emu that harassed my brother. And he's still traumatised by the emu. But, yeah, so we walked around the enclosure looking for the wallabies that were supposed to be in there with him. Couldn't see them.
No wallabies.
And then we were on the far side of the enclosure with this huge waterfall in front of us on this aerial bridge looking back to where we were standing with the emu. And I said, look, Susanna, the emu's there. Yeah. He'd followed us around the perimeter of the park. And I said, that is the 42-year-old emu that harassed my little brother. Because look at him, he's still looking for trouble.
That's it.
So, yeah, that was our...
Scary to a little kid. They got big beady eyes and he would have been huge to it.
That was our, that was our emu story. He was after us.
Yeah, that's it.
So, yeah. Now, if you want a good lesson in how to do a log cabin, I'd highly recommend you go and find Catherine's channel, K3N, the Cloth Tales. She's doing so many versions of log cabins, unbelievable. All sorts of shapes and houses and hearts and seams, no seams and layers, and yeah, go and head over to Catherine.
And Tracy Myers too, I mentioned that in my one.
Yeah, Tracy Myers does a lot of pieces of clothing with
thrift shop and what she call it, DIY.
Yeah, so she's also worth checking out if you haven't heard of her channel. I'll link that below. So you should be able to find something, you know, to sort of get you started. Now I'm thinking I need another dark fabric. I might do one of these just to keep it a little bit dark. I probably don't have enough fabrics here in my pile. I've probably got more lights than dark, so
I'd have to look in your stash.
Yeah, I might have to love and leave you guys at some point and go find some more fabrics. But anyway,
for you if you like.
I've got enough to keep us going for another 20 minutes or so. So, yeah, what else is news? What are we doing tomorrow? We're going to take Susanna and Brad for a picnic on the Burrum River. So we're going to go for a drive down and find something for lunch and then sit on the river, and hopefully it's a fine day. It started getting a bit rainy this afternoon, but
I was actually wearing a coat. It was a miracle.
Yeah, it was a bit chilly. I had to get out my warm winter thongs. It's a bit chilly and cool, but yeah, hopefully tomorrow the sun will be out. Then Monday, I'm taking Susanna and Brad into town, Harvey Bay, and we're going to go to Patchwork Dewdrop Inn, have some lunch on the Esplanade, and then drive through to Maryborough to Patchwork and Palace, and then back out to the main highway to make our way back towards...
We do op shopping.
Oh, there'll be op shops in amongst it.
Yeah, Brad
loves op shops.
So yeah, we're going to drop him off there.
So yeah, we'll do a bit of a round robin trip and show them Harvey Bay and Maryborough. Then I'm sort of doing a day of rest for everyone and then a day of something so that we have time to stitch and Brad has time to read his book and relax. You know, he's very busy in his career, so we want to make sure he has a good holiday and goes back feeling like Corrine hasn't dragged him all over the countryside.
He was so excited to come. You know, in the morning he was singing, I'm leaving on a jet plane. And he was singing over and over. And I'm like...
I hope you can hear Susanna. Just repeat that a little louder so that...
He was so excited the morning he left that he was singing, I'm leaving on a jet plane. He was singing it over and over.
That's adorable.
It's so cute. He was like a little kid, and when he's on the plane, he goes, oh, this is exciting, huh? He really needed a holiday.
I think the Wednesday I've got planned to take Susanna to the little township of Howard. There's a Howard Drapery.
Looking forward to that.
They got new owners and they're just being very proactive, and they've just recently bought all the stock from a Warwick patchwork store. And that's now here, and they've built a big shed out the back, and that's sort of an extension to the business. So we desperately want to get in there and have a nosy. Yep. And another good opportunity, a thrift store in Howard and a great pub. So we'll see how we feel. Might even have a bit of a pub lunch on the veranda. Oh. Classic Queensland pub where you sit out in the veranda. So that will be Wednesday, and then Thursday... back to the airport and she's out of here.
That's it.
Goes so quick.
I know. Oh, it's in the afternoon, but we need to get there a little bit earlier.
So that's pretty much lickety-split. The trip's over. That's a bit disappointing.
Oh, I'll be
but it's all good.
Enough.
It's all good. Good things come to an end, don't they? What's the saying? I need to trim that a little bit. I'm yabbering away so much, I'm going to end up messing up this log cabin. I probably made that too small. I didn't allow for a seam allowance, Corrine. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'll probably end up using some of these again further out. But now we've done 2 darks, we need a little light. And this is one of Susanna's fabrics, and I think it will work really.
That's from England too.
Is it?
Yep.
What was the lady's name that you spent the day?
Deborah from Doll's House Vintage.
Deborah from Doll's House Vintage was so generous with her time. She took Susanna around all of the haunts that she goes to get her fabric packs together. So Susanna got lots of goodies from...
It was gorgeous. It was like you could hear the angels singing. It was so beautiful.
Oh, you could hear the angels singing.
Go back there again.
It's good when you come across some good treasures. Sort of want that definitely to be seeing that little rose. So I might just bear with me, guys, as I try and stitch and talk. So that's pretty much the schedule I've got planned for my buddy here. Bit of gallivanting, bit of rest.
Oh, we had to tell him the other day when we were talking on the phone. Record.
Oh,
5 hours.
We talked for 5 hours on the phone the other day. It was just hilarious.
Managed to, have lunch, maybe start prepping for dinner.
I'm just going to move that.
It was so funny.
Yeah, we were yabbering away. We both had plenty of stitching to do because we'd both filmed in the morning, and our homework to keep you guys moving along with us was a bit of stitching. So we thought, well, we'll have a chat. We're literally seeing each other in 2 days. Yet we still talked for 5 hours. It's just funny.
That's it. Anticipation.
Anticipation was high.
Yep.
And then, you know, on Facebook Messenger, you can do those GIFs that are like little mini movies that you can send. I don't even have my phone here, I think. I think
Oh,
it's
mine's,
out.
mine's plugged in. That was classic.
I sent her a GIF, a sequence of them, and it was like the first one was
Wake
a
up.
dog bouncing on the bed, waking up two humans, and it was like, wake up, get out of bed, wake up. That was the first GIF. The next one was throw all your clothes into a bag. So this woman's like frantically throwing clothes into a bag. The next one was she had to catch a bus from Ballarat to the Melbourne airport. So I found a GIF of this bus in India where the people are packed on it and they're hanging off the side of it and it's going along this road at a rapid speed. So I was like, catch the bus. So that was the next one. Then there was at the airport, the plane was taking off and I don't know, it was bobbing through the air like it was funny. And there was an air hostess, sit down, buckle up,
Yeah,
GIF.
that's it.
Then there was the plane landing and feet come out from the bottom of it. It was just...
Flapping its wings.
And then the last GIF was like two children meeting for the first time and hugging and jumping around like little idiots.
It was so cute.
That was us at the airport.
Oh, no, the last one was now to the beach, and it was this sort of
Oh, then I did the beach.
middle-aged male looking a bit chubby. Now we're off to the beach.
Off to the beach. You're in Queensland. You're off to the beach.
That's it.
So it was pretty funny.
It was.
So, yeah.
Oh, well, the day before, she put up Annie. Tomorrow. Was it only a day away?
Only a day away. There was little Annie singing those little silly little videos that we can use in messages. Small things amuse small minds.
That's it.
But it was fun.
Oh, it's good having like-minded buddies.
Especially when it comes to this stitching business. We're all in it together.
Yeah. We're amazed at how much Gary and
The
Brad's
boys.
alike. They're both 80s nerds.
The boys have met for the first time, our husbands, and we knew they'd get on because they're 80s nerds, videos,
Same age, same year. Though,
video
born.
games, songs. Like, you should have heard them in the car going to Bundy. They were talking about Robbie the Robot and Lost in Space, and we're just like, yawn. We just kept out of it, and so now, they're just having a cup of tea and a bit of a break because they've had us in the car with them all the way to Bundaberg, so I think they need a bit of quiet time from those crazy girls. And like I said before, they're going to, I can hear rain. They're going to watch a zombie movie of all things, like seriously. But anyway, it's all good.
Fun. It's sort of a comedy zombie movie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said we're going in the room. We're going stitching. So.
Yeah, can in the rain.
Yeah, it is. We've been watching the rain build all day, and at Bundaberg it was like just starting to spit, and then we drove back towards the Bruce Highway, which is west, and we drove away from it. Then you come down the Bruce Highway a bit and then head back into Burrum Heads, and there was that dark blue ominous rainy cloud. We were driving back towards it because of course it was at the coastline. Oh, look at the back of the fabric. Even that looks super cool. I can't believe I'm putting a piece of chenille bedspread
I know, it's great.
on my jacket. Oh, it's great, all right. It's awesome.
The only thing is it does tend to fray. So
That's all right.
you've got to sew it down quick. Or
I
at least
fray
put some
myself.
Glue on it maybe.
All right, there we go. We're making progress. So, yeah, that's about the latest, guys. Took them for a walk to the beach.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So that was nice to show them my new backyard. Hopefully the weather will be nice tomorrow and we can go down to the town, ship of Burrum. Oh, I know what we did this morning. We went to the Burrum Community Hall because they had their annual craft expo. So there's quite a big group of crafters in our area. A couple clubs that meet like every Tuesday, and, you know, not even just our area. There's a few coastal little towns all the way to Harvey Bay. So they hire the hall and they had their trestle tables in there, and there was probably 20 store holders easily.
Yeah.
It was really good. And I wasn't planning on going because I knew we had to get on the road to do what we were planning. And then this morning, a Facebook post popped up just panning over the room. And I'm like, oh, those girls have put so much effort in. We really should go and show some love. So we went down, and a friend of mine that I've got to know from the area, she mentioned a fortnight ago that she had a stall there. And I said, well, what do you make? She said, I make denim bags. I'm like, bit of a denim girl myself. I said, I don't think I'm going to make it because my mate from Ballarat's up. So I was like, felt a bit bad that I wasn't going to go down and see her stall, and you know how it is. And anyway, this morning the guilt really tripped in, and I said to Brad and Susanna, look, let's just go to the hall, say hello, have a wander, and you never know. You know what's going to happen next. My parcels I bought are sitting beside me on the floor, so I'm just going to not...
Have a look at it, yeah.
Yeah, we're heading off on a tangent again. So I'm going to knot this off. And I'll grab what I bought and show you because I'm very proud of my buddy. She has done a fantastic job. So I will put this needle away before it gets lost in all this fabric. So my little log cabin's coming along. What I'll look for next is a dark, and then again a light, dark, so that I get that classic log cabin. And you know, at the end of the day, if this doesn't fit on that jacket, I don't care. This will just be a handy little element to have in my stash for a rainy day. But I'm enjoying making it.
I think it will.
Yeah, and I've got all these gorgeous Susanna. I might use that ribbon as my next dark. That's what I will do. So the next piece will be this. I'll get rid of that. That little guy can be stitched in next. Oh, yes. Oh, let's just...
It's good when a plan comes together, isn't it?
I love it when it's great and you get that warm, fuzzy feeling that you're on the right track with your piece.
Yeah.
I like how that's nice and chunky too, so I don't really want to lose any... Oh, you know, I'm tempted to leave that tie. Look, leave that.
Yeah, well,
Then it tells me...
These and
what if we put the button on the log
left the
cabin?
buttons on there because I had the edge of the shirt.
Yes, look. Oh, genius.
Yep.
Just
Yeah,
if I say
whack
so
everything
myself,
on there.
I'm going to take that button off of there. This was a pillow slip. I used that edge on the very first Stitch the Seasons. I think it was spring. And I used this to join to the summer piece. So what we'll do, I'll pin it. I will show you my purchases in a second.
That's what everyone's thinking. Hey, what about the purchases? Sidetracked.
Get on with it, Corrine. You're going to show us your purchases from the local craft community. Oh, you should have seen the cake stand.
$5 for this beautifully decorated cake.
There was every cake you could think of, and it was so cheap. I don't know how this girl did it.
Oh, no.
I think it was a few girls. I think they were one of the community groups. I think that was a charity. So lots have contributed. So there you go. I'm going to put that button. Oh, my goodness.
I've stitched that.
Look, so bring it over here and we'll show the girls.
Hang on, I will.
She's just going to iron her. I'm going to carefully leave this, put the buttons somewhere safe, and I'll show you what I bought at the markets. Okay. The first lady I purchased from was a little stall, and she had made these gorgeous rope baskets. Now, I've wanted to do this for so long. I've just never got around it. I remember, Rachel, you did a video on how to make this, and I've just never got around to it. The winding of the fabric over the rope, and I just, haven't got to it. So when I saw it, I'm like, well, you know, at least I've got one and I don't, you know, have to try and rush it into my busy schedule of crafting.
And you're supporting your local.
And supporting the local. And then I thought, well, if you have one, you better have two. So this one I picked up as well, and they sort of match. They work with my room, and I just love them. So she was the sweetest lady that made them, and I was like, I just, got to. Aren't they great? They're going to be so handy. So you'll see those in my videos. So I bought those. And then my friend's stall, First of all, I spotted this. I thought, wow, how clever. This is a calico bag for shopping that she's made this cute, adorable wrap to go round it, and then everything folds up like so. So that can sit in the glove box of the car, and when I need a little shopping bag. Isn't it gorgeous? So I was happy with that. And then I spotted this. So this is all my friend denim. Look at that. I said to her, you've got a fancy sewing machine that does all this beautiful stitching, and she's made a little cover for a notebook. Yeah, I've already dog-eared the pages and shoving it in my bag. Isn't that just...
What did you make it out of?
It's
fabric.
denim, yeah.
Ah, very clever.
Imagine that as a slow-stitched cover, like now, like the notebook I'll use for a rainy day, but then use this as a cover and put the calico in and stitch, and
Beautiful. She's done a great job.
it's really, really, even a needle book. It's just so pretty. There's a real
It's looking good.
pearled edge to it. And then she had a stand of her bags, which was the reason that I went, and I was unaware of what she made. I had really no idea of what she did, and look what I got. Isn't this gorgeous? It was the only one there that had this much detail. The others were more simple, and they were like satchels and with a tiny bit of embroidery. And then there was this beauty. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, I love it. And she's lined it. Look at this inside. There's like a zipper pocket, and then a little pouch here, and look at the little
Yeah, that's a lot
clasp.
of detail,
It's a lot of work.
isn't it?
I think she was a little bit cheap too. I need to have a chat to her and say, hey, I think you could get probably another $20 for this. This was a lot of work.
Yeah, beautiful.
So, yeah, I'll have to cook her a roast dinner, I think, and say, I owe you some more money, I think, for that bag, and you need to put your prices up. It's so hard pricing your stuff, isn't it? For those of you who go out to markets and sell your made goods, blessings to you, because it's really hard.
You need
To
to be
know-
competitive, and you'd probably want to sell it. and
Yeah, you don't want to come home with all your stock and, how do you price it? Even this lady was probably a little bit too
wait,
cheap.
Yeah, how much would they? They weren't expensive at all. They just were such
Yeah.
a good price.
Yeah, I think she was $5 for this little one and
Wow.
$7 for this.
Unbelievable.
Because the next row over, there was another lady that had them, but they were a little bit more modern looking, not as scrappy fabrics.
Yeah.
And she had nothing priced, so I couldn't even see her pricing. But
Let's
yeah.
see if you would sell. I think she will sell out of all hers.
Well, I walked back around because Susanna spotted a pale pink rope basket that was, so big, a dinner plate with sides coming up. And we both went, oh, that's nice. It was so Susanna. And then we carried on looking and walking around. And when I doubled back to sort of leave and Susanna was finishing her purchases, it was gone.
Yeah.
And it looked beautiful. I'm not surprised that it went. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, we might toddle off because...
Here you go. Hang a minute.
Oh, hang on. She's just ironed. Hang on. Here we go. So what have you done? You were stitching, sitting there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stitched
so
that,
she's
and I stitched this.
camphor stitched this.
And then left the buttons. This was part of a quilt.
Bring it down a bit.
Yeah.
So that was part of a quilt. You left the button on and she's stitched around here. So she's caught all the pieces down on the sewing machine. So we know it'll survive laundering. And now she's going back in and going to do our classic hand stitching that we all love to do. See the red heart?
I
Yeah,
like the way even see it's real faded. It's very vintage, this piece.
yeah.
And so
And she stole some edging, classic Corrine, hanging around the bottom of her piece. She brought this with her. Look at this, isn't it just sweet?
that was from England too.
And the collar was very clever. Very clever girl. So under the collar, she has stitched in a vintage. There's a pin.
Oh.
You're having me jabbed.
Oh, that's because I've got stuff on the other side yet.
So this little collar, so we were talking about cutting this off. And then I left the room. I think I went to start making dinner and I come back. She goes, look what I've done. I've stitched it under the collar. So it peeks out.
It's so pretty.
And then got some of the vintage fabric and stitched that over the edge to bring that pop of colour up there. Yeah.
Stitch bits and pieces. Oh, I haven't.
And
this has just been pinned.
This is pinned at the moment. Just some more pieces.
Yeah.
So it's lovely to revisit the wearable prompt that the Roxy girls had us all doing earlier in the year.
Well,
it's great.
Yeah, we haven't got anything, and I thought, well, but now I'm starting to do some retreats. Be nice to wear some stuff.
Some clothing we've made. Yeah,
see the other girls, and they're so beautiful.
There's so many YouTube, TikTok videos that aimed at the young generation who are going to thrift stores and buying fabrics, stitching onto them, and then we take it the next step. We then embellish with thread and needlework. And there's a whole generation of kids coming right behind us that are using this to join our world, and it's so exciting. So we thought if the kids can do it, and I was so pleased with my jacket for that prompt that
and I love this.
I'm going to do another one
on my trip. It's beautiful.
All right, guys, we might toddle off because I'd say the boys are probably thinking that their toasted ham, cheese, tomato sandwich mightn't be far away, and if we don't stop yibby-yabbering and mucking around with you guys, the boys will be tapping at the window going, are we going to get food?
Little faces against the window.
like us.
Starving.
Like us at the quilt shop when it was closed. We were at the windows like two little girls going, oh, please.
So close.
It's dark in there. Turn the lights on. Can you see us? Let us in. Oh, shockers.
Oh, well, we've got plenty of others to see.
Yeah, we'll be right.
Our husbands were probably like, yay, save some money.
Like we need fabric. Seriously, we have enough here. All right, guys, look after yourselves. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Not sure when you'll see the next update on this. I've got lots of videos pre-programmed for you guys.
Yep.
I'll fiddle around, finish my log cabin, my little bird, and then maybe come back to you when it comes to Fussy cutting out flowers, and it might even be after Susanna leaves. You know, we've got so much mischief we need to get up to.
That's it.
We'll
Lots of
see.
shopping to do.
You'll see us when you see us.
See you guys.
Bye, guys. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely Sunday if that's the day for you. All right, guys. Look after yourselves. Bye.